some kind of starch. And the most commonly used starch in Kerala is the tapioca or Kappa as they call it. Now this is Kappa, okay. This comes in numerous sizes, big or small. See, you have small Kappa, okay, slim ones and really massive ones. These are huge, okay. These weigh around a couple of kilos each. But the cooking process of Kappa is very simple. In the traditional recipe, you boil it with loads of water, drain it multiple times. In OPOS, all that is not needed. Ensure your tapioca is sweet. It shouldn't have a tinge of bitterness. Bitter tapioca contains toxins and needs elaborate cooking to flush out the toxins. But fortunately, all that is not needed if your tapioca is sweet. Okay, let's see how to do this. We are going to just add a bit of water, cook it exactly like potato. Add a bit of water, add some tapioca. You don't need to measure anything. You can eyeball your spices, water and salt. I'm sure most of you are comfortable with that. So we'll add some water, some chopped tapioca and some coconut cumin chili paste, or just turmeric powder and salt will do. And this will become a nice mushy starchy food. You can pair it with any protein curry. Non-vegetarians have it with fish curry and vegetarians have it with pairu or any kind of a lentil curry. Let's see how to do this. So we'll just move this aside. I'll take a 2-liter cooker as usual, induction stove. Add a bit of water, okay. Just don't worry about the amount of water. We are very particular about draining water after cooking tapioca. You can add more water and drain it out after you finish cooking. So I'm just adding a bit of water. And this is around 500 grams of tapioca, okay. So you can just chop it small. Do not use very big pieces, just chop it small. Add it to the water. And this is coconut cumin chili paste. You can add it either as a layer to the tapioca, or in case you want to drain the water, you can just add the inner vessel on top of this, like this. Close. Cook on high. This should take around, I think 5 minutes or so. Let's see how long this takes. Till the time it cooks, let's see how to cut and chop the tapioca. I'll just move this aside. Okay. Actually, the bigger ones are much easier to cut than the smaller ones. It's not as tough as it looks. Use a big knife. A very small knife doesn't work too well. Use a big knife. Just chop it. See? It's easy. Just chop off the edges. Take some elbow grease. Just chop it into manageable bits like this. And you need to take the skin off completely. Don't leave even a bit of the skin on the tapioca. See? Just take the skin off completely. Like this. Don't worry about the black marks here. That's perfectly normal. One tuber weighs close to 1 kilo, so chopping is not a big deal actually. Now you get ensure that the skin is completely off. Not even a bit of the skin should be sticking to the surface. Okay. And then some varieties have a hard fibrous stem in the middle. You need to cut that out. Fortunately, this variety doesn't have that. Place it like this and cut it into manageable chunks. And it's very simple. Before half a kg of tapioca is cooked, we can chop up the other half. Many of the recipes you see online are slightly more complicated. They call for tapioca to be cooked repeatedly or cooked in loads of water. That is actually not essential. You need to do that only for the bitter varieties of tapioca. The regular ones are perfectly fine cooked this way. You can even cook them with minimal water, just like potato. The trick is to use a big knife, or if you are using a small knife, you will be exerting a lot of muscle. This needs to go. This is not okay. Cut this out. You don't need too much of space to prepare this. I think a small kitchen top is good enough to prepare loads of this curry. In a 2-liter cooker, you can add close to 1 kg of tapioca, which can feed almost 3 to 4 people. The coconut cumin chili paste need not even be cooked. You can mix it in after cooking. In some households, they add onion and garlic to this. You can choose to add a tadka if you like, but all that is optional. Now let's see how much this weighs. I think there should be around half a kilo. That is the first whistle. We are almost done. Let's cook it for 3 or 4 whistles just to be very sure. Tapioca doesn't overcook easily, so it withstands prolonged cooking. So overcooking is not a problem here. That's close to another 500 grams. So cooking half a kilo of tapioca has taken us something like 5 minutes. I think that's the fastest way in which tapioca can be cooked. If you are using 1 kilo, this will roughly take around 7 to 8 minutes. And all you need to do is to let it rest. Drain out the extra water if you like, though that's completely optional. I do not drain the water. And mix in the coconut cumin chili paste. You can mash it or just serve it as a dry curry. Remember to pair it with some kind of a protein. It can be any non-vegetarian curry or a lentil curry. So tapioca gives the starch. The protein comes from the lentils or meat, whatever you add. And for fat, you always have the Kerala coconut oil. Just mix it in. You have a perfect balanced food ready in less than 6 to 7 minutes. Couldn't be simpler than this, eh? You can also use tapioca in all your grain-free meals. Mix it with various stir-fried vegetables and you have a non-grainy version of a tawa pulao. Okay, so that is done, and let's just wait for it to settle. I think it will take around a minute. Let me try releasing the pressure to see if it's cooked through. I'm not going to show this in support. We don't encourage people to pull out a whistle like this. People are already scared about cooker bursting and whatnot. But this is how I do it almost all the time. Now I think FP Live would be a brilliant way to show how fast OPOS cooking can be. You can't do this in a regular cooking which takes 15 to 20 minutes. People will just lose interest. Here, the whole cooking has been done in what? 7 minutes? It's as simple as that. Now you can choose to drain out the water. There is not much of water left. There is not much of water left. All the water has been absorbed. See, everything has been absorbed. Not much is left. It's done. Even without waiting for the pressure to settle, it's done. You can mix this in now. There is a light charring at the bottom. Again, the water was not sufficient. It's not burnt, but there is a very light charring. Mix it in. You can even choose to mash it if you like, but I think I prefer the dry version. Now you can serve it as a curry or have it as a complete meal all by itself. Mix in bottled tadka if you like, and there you go. Your Kappa Puzhukku or Kappa vevichadu is ready. These are the recipes I am trying to record and pass it over to the flood relief along with the flood relief kits, so that people can have access to healthy, fast, fuss-free food cooked in a jiffy. Thanks a lot for joining. Let us do some other recipe sometime later today or tomorrow. Thank you.